Hey, Chichi. I don't need to fucking worry about. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, sorry, buddy. Oh. The ants are loving it, aren't they? Oh, that's way better. Oh, that's so much better. Just chill out for a sec. Oh. Cool down. G'day, folks. Tobini Yogini here, and today is an absolute scorcher of a day up here in the rainforest. So I've perked up down near the creek in the bathtub, and I filled it with beautiful spring water. We had an amazing summer storm last night. So the creeks are amazing, the gardens are loving life, the birds are out and about, the bees are kicking, and I'm chilling out down here enjoying the fruits of the labour here, because getting this pipe set up to run water into here has taken a lot of energy, and now I can like water the garden at the drop of a hat, which is crazy. So I've been working hard, so now that I get to chill out in a bathtub with like beautiful spring water, it's just awesome. I'm super stoked. But I just thought I'd take this moment to jump into chatting about something that I just wanted to reflect on. I've been reflecting on in my own life and in my own journal, in my own mind, talking to Tams about the last couple of years, and especially the last 8 months of our life and my life, and how hard it's been, and like what I really learned on what like it means to be a man, and what masculinity means, and what it means to provide, and what actually that looks like in today's society, and what the narrative of that looks like in today's society, and how they're distorted, and how much healing and reflecting and growing I've done to repair those. Because now, you know, I look at having water running to a bathtub that I can then water my garden, or I can then treat and drink, although I don't need to treat this because it's just pure, like beautiful spring water. That's abundance, you know, that's wealth, that's providing that. And I didn't have this, so now that I get to take advantage of this and plug a pump in and pump water up this hill that I've trekked up and all of that, like there's been so many lessons that has come from living on the land and being connected to Mother Earth. And I just want to dive deeper into this, because it's that connection with Mother Earth being the epitome of Shakti, the feminine essence. So by diving into her, you unlock your masculinity. And that's the greater lesson at whole, that living on the land and being fully sovereign and having to provide for myself in every right. Like this is the water that I have drunk. Fortunately, now I get to drink rainwater and you know, bring water in, and I've got, you know, systems set up that I don't need to cart this water, but I've drunk this water for like years since we've moved up here, and like this water that I now classify as my bathing water because I don't need to drink it. Like that's been humbling, and that's taught me what it means to be a man, because that means that my entire family gets to drink water. My garden gets to drink water. Like that is incredible. Like that is what it means to provide. And then the fact that then that allows me to grow my own vegetables, that then feeds my family, feeds myself. Like that's what it means to provide. And that doesn't rely on anyone. That only relies on me and the land. Like I don't have to rely on someone, you know, turning up to their job to then deliver food to some place. It's here. The only thing I have to do is move cow manure that's readily available into the garden and water it, which I have plentiful of at the moment. Touch wood. We were very close to a drought up here, so you know, I'm grateful for everything. But that lesson of really diving in and connecting with Mother Nature, you know, just really being able to like enjoy the plants and enjoy the animals and live on the land, be a part of it. Like there's no separation, you know. And I mean that in the literal sense, in terms of we are part of nature, we are part of this ecosystem, Mother Earth, Pachamama, Gaia, this planet that we call home, that all of us call home. We are a part of that system. But also, there's a deeper level of that, is that the awareness is then seeing and interpreting everything that is in our three-dimensional reality, our 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever dimension we are. As the awareness, we are interpreting and receiving it all. And so through that connection, through our awareness of our reality externally, we become connected with ourselves. We understand that there's a greater system, a greater message at large that we are a part of, and it's not separate. We aren't separate from one another. We aren't separate from the perception. It's just all interpreted through our mind's eye, our soul. And that soul is incarnated here to experience a sensory experience. And by diving into your Shakti, your feminine energy, you unlock your senses that have been restricted in today's modern society. And, you know, this moment right now that I get to sit here, once upon a time in my life I wouldn't have found pleasurable. I would have been so agitated by it. I would have been almost frustrated by the peace of it. And now that I get to sit here and just be and get to reflect on my life and then share that into videos and just be a part of a natural system that I've cultivated for myself. Don't get me wrong, it's been a lot of hard work to get to where we are, to get to where I am. But by unlocking and activating and surrendering into the universal flow, I'm in a place where I never, ever, ever could even conceptualize to be possible for myself. But through surrendering a desired outcome and surrendering to the present moment being the only moment we have, and therefore how do I want to show up in that moment, that being love, obviously. That's the whole point. But by then surrendering and showing up into every moment as love, I then cultivate the next moment being more love, and then so on and so forth. You know, grateful heart has more to be grateful, attracts more to be grateful for entirely. And so, you know, this ethos is something that I've really had to work hard for, and be able to, you know, really sync that with my heart and soul mission. It's been a very, very, very challenging journey. And living so isolated, you know, there was 2.5 years where we didn't have power, we didn't have internet, and we were on the land, and we were growing food, and we were moving water by hand, and we were doing it hard and tough. And now we're at a point where I can just turn on, you know, infrastructure that I've built to water the garden, to move water, to grow vegetables, to look after myself, to use a chainsaw that, you know, I can service myself because I didn't have that skill set when I first moved up here. So if anything goes wrong, I'm not stranded. Like all of these things, knowledge being the most valuable one, the most valuable lesson, which is why I aim to share in videos like this, because knowledge is all we have and our own journey is all we have. And so as a man sitting here in a bathtub that I built, you know, dug this hole, put it in here, run the piping, planted this plant, made it grow, you know, sat here now, just chilling out, just being, actually genuinely being. Because there was a time when my soul was so agitated and I always had to go. And it's only been the last 6 months that I've really worked through removing that internal wiring of like getting up at, you know, getting ready to do something at 7 or 9 o'clock, you know, at school it was 7, and then, you know, getting up on the bus, go, and then, you know, going to university, and then going into the workforce. It's always on that same timeline, same schedule. And it's only really been the last 8 months of living out here for 2.5 years that I could say that I've felt my heart, my own internal wiring compass step away from there. Because there was like 24 years of that. 24 years of my life since I was born to when then I, you know, was fortunate enough to be able to remove myself from that system entirely. I was on that wiring, on that programming, and it's taken me a lot, but it's spending time in nature. It's understanding that time is only an illusion. You know, we reflect on when we're home, when we're up in the forest, time slows down dramatically, completely and entirely, and it gives you a complete different perspective on life. Especially when you don't have internet up here, you just days just mold into one another. It just forms this mosaic of your life that you just get to flow through, and it's amazing. But it's hard work and an internal level to be able to get to that and surrender to that flow, and especially in your masculine energy, in your, and you know, if you're a man in society, we're very programmed in on that structure, that it's just been just worked into us is the easiest way to describe it. And I've written a poem on this exact thing from my perspective in being in this kind of slave system. But once we remove ourselves from that, and it's an internal construct, that's the biggest thing. It's all in the mind's eye, because you can still work and earn money but not be a slave to a system. You can still utilize that as a means to trade in an energetical exchange but not be a slave. And it's all about your mindset, because it's all controlled. Psychology is the study of the mind, and so when we're looking at our own internal psychology and how we operate and interact with our environment in our universal experience, we're looking at how our mind is. So we need to examine our subconscious mind, and this is something that's come up in my subconscious mind studies of surrendering in, and how hard it has been, because I've just been taught on so many levels to be structured, regimented. I was, you know, a pretty good runner when I was a kid, and into my, you know, through my adolescence and into early adulthood, I was running to be a 400-meter sprinter and 800-meter runner, and that was just so regimented, so hard and harsh, and taught me a lot. And I've got a tattoo here that kind of sums up this whole thing, is surrender and discipline. It's right here. And that's basically it. There's a time to be disciplined, and there's a time to surrender. And it's understanding and finding that perfect alignment of that, finding that balance of that masculine, that feminine, that then you cultivate your life and you are a co-creator of your reality. And I feel like a lot of people have heard that's a buzzword, it's a phrase, but that's the truth of it. So these are just kind of the deeper introspective lessons and thoughts that I've had over the last couple of days, and I just want to share them because these are deeper lessons that my soul has felt, and I feel called to share, because there's some nuggets of wisdom there, and it's nice to be able to reflect on and utilize social media and YouTube as a really productive platform where I get to share some productivity and my heartfelt messages. So I hope you enjoy them. Love always, Tobini Yogini. I'm going to enjoy my bath. Ta-da.